Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.
Hi! We're the 6th grade class of Union Middle School in Upper Sandusky, home of the Rams. Welcome to News 6!
Hi, I'm Rochelle Fox from Union Middle School. Welcome to News 6. Today's first story, here's Doug Smith. You may have crossed a river in a boat or over a bridge, but News 6 has just learned another way to cross the Sandusky River. Here's what Rachel Kaler found out.
You can walk across water at the Sandusky River. Could you explain what stepping stones are?
Well, that's a way of crossing the river here to get on the other side. We did this when we were kids. We didn't this was already there when we were kids, and that was our pastime. We didn't have television or radios for pastime, so we come down, run across the other side of the river, and went up and down the rivers. It was a lot of enjoyment for us.
Why don't you just build a bridge?
Well, when they put these stepping stones in, they didn't build bridges in those days. So it was a way of getting across the river without getting your feet wet.
Is it safe?
It's safe as long as you stay on the stones. You have to watch it. You don't slip off, you're going to get a wet foot.
Who uses this and how often is it used?
Well, it's used every day, I believe. It's the kids in the neighborhood, the old timers around town. They like to come down. This has been an old landmark from years gone by. They like to come back and reminisce about the past. So they come down, the kids come down, run across the river, up and down the river, and they come back. It's really been, it's a nice pastime.
How did you put the stones in the water?
Well, they first originated, a man come down with a team of horses and pulled them up to the river and to make a shortcut across town. But when we started this last project to restore them, they were all to one side. So we got it in there with a pry bar, winch, chains, and kept working them back and forth till we got them back in place where we wanted them.
Today's story is produced by the 6th grade class of Union Middle School. Union Middle School is located in Upper Sandusky, which was founded in 1848 and has a population of about 6,000. Most people like their trees to grow taller, but for Dr. K.K. Solikoff, small is beautiful. Our next story will let you visit with Dr. K.K. Solikoff, who grows trees in his house. Zach Amert has the story.
This is called crepe myrtle, and this has...
There's a forest right here at Dr. Solikoff's house. What exactly are bonsai trees?
Zach, bonsai trees are just an ordinary tree that we've miniaturized by pruning and shaping. Basically, there's two types of trees. One is what we call tropical, and that means that they have to be warm all year round, otherwise they'll die. And then the others are called hardy, and those are the ones that you have to leave outside all year round.
Where do they come from?
They came through generations of, through Japan and China, and they would grow them. The individual would grow them, and then they would pass them from generation to generation.
Are they difficult to care for?
You have to, first of all, shape the tree the way that you want, and then after you've done that, you pot it in a specific tray with specific soil. Some of them have chicken grit along with a substance called terra green, which is like chicken litter, kitty litter, and then and they mix some pine bark mulch. You have to have a soil in which it holds moisture, but at the same time it drains very well. The bonsais have to be constantly trimmed, and so that you maintain the shape that you originally want them into. And then the bonsais also have to be repotted, sometimes yearly, sometimes every 3 or 4 years, depending on the species of the plant itself.
What I'll end up doing is I'll cut all those hairy roots and just leave the big ones like in this one. See, this one.
This week's Kids View question asks the 6th graders how they feel about wearing uniforms to school. Here's what JJ Meinhardt found out.
Hi, I'm JJ Meinhardt with today's Kids View question. Should students wear uniforms in school?
I don't think students should wear uniforms in school because it would be boring when everyone wore the same uniform every day.
I don't think they should make us wear uniforms in school because they always make us look too formal.
I don't think students should wear uniforms in school because it would be too boring to get up every morning and put on the same uniform.
Our last story today features blacksmith Jerry Geyer, a man who has kept a trade of yesterday alive. Seth Rinderknett brings you the story.
No metal is too hard for Jerry Geyer. How did you become a blacksmith?
Well, years ago I used to watch fellas make iron by blacksmithing methods, and I thought it looked fairly easy, and I wanted to learn to do that. And I had a chance to buy some tongs and some hammers and a forge and an anvil, all from different sources, kind of all at the same time, so I bought them and started in, and then I found out I couldn't do it.
What do you make?
I make mostly iron work for decorating in the home. I don't do large things. I do a lot of flowers, candle holders, pot racks, different types of hooks and brackets, just about anything to decorate the colonial style home.
Could you explain what a blacksmith does?
He takes a piece of gray iron, he heats it in a coal-fired forge, and he shapes it with a hammer, punches, chisels on the face of the anvil, and around the anvil using different parts of the anvil to shape the iron. And he makes a piece of gray iron that is of no value into something that's valuable.
Are there many blacksmiths around?
There are a few that are full-time, very few full-time blacksmiths in Northwest Ohio. However, there is an organization of blacksmiths called the Northwest Ohio Blacksmiths. There are approximately 70 active members in this group, and I'm a member of that group.
That's all for this week's News 6. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next week when Lipstick School visits News 6.
Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.